he was in tremendous form, and Bangladesh actually all out South Africa in 150 odd runs. That actually played a big role, and he was the cricketer of the series, yeah, definitely. But somehow, in the combination, in the last match, Taskin was missed out. He's not in the 11. Same way, if we look at in the Dhaka Premier League cricket, Enamul Bijoy, he scored a huge runs, 11:38, and it's a world record in list of cricket. But still, he's waiting for his chance in the 11. Do you think these two guys are a bit of unlucky?
No, absolutely. Bijoy has done fantastically well. He's got himself into the squad, but I like to be fair as a coach. The player that's in the squad must get the first chance, and the player coming into the squad must then wait his turn. Like Rabi travelled with the team for a long time and then eventually gets his turn. He's now in the squad. He's got to wait for his opportunity because the player that was in the squad ahead of him should play first. With Taskin, usually unlucky because of just the conditions. I mean, it's not difficult to figure out that any seamer who can bowl cutters and spin the ball away from the right-hand batsman is going to be a better option. These slow balls are generally off cutters coming into the right-hander, and just getting the ball away from the left-hander and these type of from the right-handers and these wickets seem to be the better option to go, and that's why we're playing two left-arm seamers at the moment. Taskin will play. I mean, he's been fantastic for us in this format. It's just because of the conditions, just very unfortunate.
Definitely the goal is to make it 3-0. So the ODI success, if we can see that in South Africa, Bangladesh bring a great success under your coaching. Here also away condition, we did great. But if we compare the Test and T20 performance, it's not matching with the ODIs. As the head coach and as the mentor of the team, what do you think? What is the reason behind it?
Look, I think there's a big difference between T20 cricket and 50 over cricket. It's hard to pinpoint the exact reason. Obviously, boundary hitting is a big thing in T20 cricket. In saying that, I mean, I thought in the two games we played here, we were pretty competitive. The second game here, we got 165. We maybe could have bowled a bit better. One or two decisions that we made could have impacted the game a little bit differently. So, whilst the results not as good as what it should be, I don't think we're that far off in the T20 cricket. I think we're playing against a very dangerous West Indian T20 side. They're always one of the favourites in T20 cricket, particularly in their home conditions. So I don't think we're far off in T20 cricket. We've got areas to improve on, we know that, and we've got some games lined up and a few practice sessions lined up that hopefully we can work on those skills. But yeah, we've got some work to do in it.
In a very competitive fashion, in a mindset up. This is what actually reflects in the wonder version of Bangladesh. Same way, the first class cricket is not that well like the first class cricket. So it is hampering the test match cricket on the field. Do you agree with that? The competitiveness of the formats?
I'm not yet to judge any of the formats that have been played in Bangladesh. The big concern is obviously the number of 4-day games that the guys play. I think is it maybe 4 or 5 games a year. So Bijoy has joined us, our test team, but hasn't played a red ball game for over a year. So it's so difficult to come into a test match having not played a 4-day game for over a year. So maybe not the quality, but just the number. I think they need to play more games. Bangladesh A tours are so important. Domestic 4-day games are so important. The number of games they play is so important. And maybe they're not playing enough of that particular format. I can't talk about the standard because I haven't seen much of it, but I can tell you that maybe they're not playing. You think of England, they're playing 15, 16 4-day games a year. South Africa play 10. Australia are playing 12, 11 or 12. I think we maybe playing 4 or 5. And Bijoy is a great example. Coming to a test team, having not played a 4-day game for over 1 year, very difficult.
In India, Bangladesh is doing good in ODIs, as I mentioned earlier. If you look, Russel, you, the captain, sometimes you try to say something, maintain something to check your bench cricketers. So the last match is not the part of the ODI Super League, and we have clinched the series 2-0 right now. So do you go for any kind of experiment?
Yeah, it's tricky because like I'd love to play Bijoy. It's another right-hander in our batting lineup, and I think we really need to have left-handers against their particular lineups. So maybe not too many changes in the batting lineup because he's the one batsman that hasn't played a game yet in the 50 overs, but he's a right-hander. I'd like to have as many as possible left-handers in the lineup. So unlikely to tinker with that. the pitch conditions, it's just shouting out to play an extra spinner. So very difficult to play all the other fast bowlers because there's nothing in there for them at the moment. So might end up playing an extra spinner depending on which wicket you're playing at the moment. So it's easier said than done, where you just want to play everybody. You've also got to make sure you have a balanced team that's suitable to playing under those conditions. So also changes, whilst it was at the top of my head, might not be that possible in tomorrow's game.
What your message will be to the cricket board?
Now the T20 World Cups of massive importance for us. That's our main priority at the moment. The 50 over World Cup is still 15 months, a year and 3 months away. A lot can happen between now and then. We've got a lot of cricket to play before then. Our focus should be on this T20 World Cup, trying to be competitive. We've never won a T20 World Cup game yet, Bangladesh, so to go there and be competitive is a big challenge for us, and we're very determined to try and win some games in this particular competition this year, because we know we didn't have a good campaign last year.
What will be your message before the T20 World Cup to the team?
Look, we've just got to play good cricket. The bottom line is I think we've got a good set of skills. We've got a really good bowling attack. The important thing is to deal with the pressure of World Cup events. It's always a challenge, and particularly in a cricket-loving country like Bangladesh, I think the players feel that pressure, and being able to deal with those pressure moments with the media, with the public, with all the scrutiny on them is going to be of paramount importance. To just try and stay calm, stay focused, take it one ball at a time, because the intensity of the scrutiny in those events is very big.
Series as the whitewash mission is on the up. Is this the thing actually help the cricketers to regain their confidence before when they appear in any other formats?
I don't think confidence I don't think playing well in one format gives you confidence in playing in the other format. It's a totally different format, totally different set of skills, sometimes totally different set of players. I mean, some of the test players, you think Mushi, Mominal, Joy, Everdot, Khalid, they're not here, so they need to develop their own confidence in their own format for those formats to improve.
Coach, some people said that in Bangladesh,